Yeah, a tough, hard-fought win. I thought our guys did a really nice job when it mattered the most and they had to get stops. They were able to do so. And I thought just two really physical, tough teams going head-to-head on a day that means a lot to not only this community but the football community in general. And I think that's all part of what this whole game should have been about. It was physical, it was tough, and it was hopefully we all did whatever the word I'd be looking for, justice and honor to that 75th anniversary team.
We talked with Zoe and Wayne about it. Maybe not as flashy of an offensive performance at the start of this game, but you guys do open it up a little bit with that 80-yard pass to Jaylon. How much does that kind of help get the momentum going when it is starting to become a closer game?
Yeah, we needed to be able to do that. It was hard to run the ball inside. They were pretty fit. I mean, they were physical. They were committed to stopping the run, so you had to be able to win downfield. And as soon as Coach Kennedy called the play, he knew where the safety was going. He knew where this ball was going. It ended up in the back of the end zone. And then there's another one in there that Nicky D, if he could get his other hand around to it, it's just a tough throw. And then the one to Jaylon down the sideline. There's 3 other opportunities there to probably open this up. We don't give up that fake punt at that moment, right? We're probably in a situation where we could open this game up a little bit, and just didn't happen. They played hard, they played tough, and I thought their crowd did a great job of staying in it. Nobody left, and they were expecting a good game, and I think they got one.
Talk about that play call to Wayne at the end to kind of ice it. He ends up going into the end zone. What is the discussion on that one?
Well, the discussion on that one is we have 4 yards to get and it's third down. Keeping on the ground makes the most sense, but they were very committed to not allowing us to, get those 4 yards that we needed. Ultimately, what it came down to was it was 2 plays were called. If it was going to be not a blitz, we were going to keep it on the ground, but we saw the blitz and the exact blitz we thought we were going to get, and off the side to the running back, and we knew that we could slip him through for a big play there. But we were ready to take a timeout or check to the other play if we had to. It wasn't just that all or nothing. We had to have the look, and we got the look.
To be able to get to that, you had the 4th down stop right before that. What did you like just with the execution from defense on that?
Well, I thought that, again, they got the 3rd down stop first. That one was probably the play that really they were trying to, convert on. They I think only needed 3 yards at that point in time, and they got, 2, and then when they needed 1, they got none. So, to play 2 plays back-to-back on a kid that was putting his pads down and running over you a lot of the day, when it mattered the most, we were able to get off the field. That was a big-time effort by a lot of guys on that side of the ball.
How important was it today just kind of finding a different way to win in terms of really grinding it out, having to play all four quarters?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it bodes. It doesn't feel the best when you're in the middle of it, but ultimately it's one of those things that you have to be able to play those close games. And we got to remember the emotion that was involved in it. Were we confident and excited to win the game? We were a little nervous, and I think there was a mix of a couple different things for the the different guys that were on the field. So I think these are great lessons to have, especially just such a hard physical fought game. You want to be able to play in these, and you really want to be able to win these, especially on the road. So there's a lot in there that I thought our guys did a really good job of, and again, one of the toughest games we played up to this point as far as the physicality was concerned, and I thought our guys did a nice job.
Their quarterback missed some shots downfield, but he was able to pick up some yards with his legs. What were you seeing from him that maybe you guys missed an opportunity to bring him down earlier, or was it just kind of his athleticism?
I think it was his size, honestly. I don't know if it was size and athleticism. I think that's fair. You had to really get a firm foot in the ground, and you had to be under him, and you had to have you had to make sure that you were running your feet through contact. You could not just throw a shoulder and try to body him up. And I think we did that 5, 6, maybe more times, which we're gonna have to take a look at. The running back, that guy himself at the quarterback position were just very, very physical, and they played a tough brand of football. So it was going to take your full body to be able to get a firm foot in the ground, pads under pads, and be able to run him back. And we missed those opportunities quite a bit. So, and then when it's time to scramble, did we get out of our lanes? It was funny because a lot of the things we've done up to this point in time are penalties or the quarterback scramble. And that's sort of exactly what showed up, was penalties and the quarterback scramble in the first drive or two.
This today wraps up 4 straight weeks on national television. To be able to win the way you guys have at this time of the year, how big is it to be able to showcase just kind of to the nation what this program can do, especially with a lot of implications that go around?
Yeah, I think we're going to play our brand of football whether we're on a Tuesday and nobody's watching, or we're on a Saturday at high noon and everybody's watching, or we're Friday night. It doesn't matter really to us. We are excited to get out there and have that opportunity to play. But it is great for the school. It's great for the community. It's great for everybody to be proud proud of what this team is accomplishing up to this point in time. But if we start looking too far ahead, there won't be anything left to accomplish. So it's very important for us to understand that this recognition is happening, and because they're winning, and that's nice. But why are they winning is what's important to focus on, and I know our guys are capable and locked in on doing that.
Going off that point, do you believe your team is deserving of a spot in the top 25?
I mean, what's a committee or some stuff that does that? I think that's up to a committee. Anytime you get a committee together and try to decide on anything in this world, I think it's challenging. So we'll just keep doing what we do. It's out of our hands. We can't control that.
You talked about Jaylon's touchdown, which was his first receiving one of the season, and then Wiz gets you guys on the board with his first. Talk about Wiz's play and that kind of his development, going up and over.
Yeah, I thought that was a great play. And it's funny because we just talked about it. He jumped a little bit early on a play similar on, I think it was Thursday's practice, and we were talking about that, like being able to get up on top of that DB. And if you watch that DB, the way he approached that ball, he was timing it up perfectly to go up and get it, and he just got over the top, and he jumped before he did, purposely a little bit early, and went up and took that ball. And all we ultimately said was, that is your ball or nobody's ball. So I wanted to know if he was playing defense or playing offense at that point in time. And he's like, no, I saw it clear as can be. I knew I was over the top of him, and I knew I could bring this down, so I was playing offense. But he's like, if I didn't have that body position, I was definitely going to play defense. So that was a really heads-up play by him in a pretty important moment.
Can you speak to just how your pass catchers in the last month or so, there's so many different guys it seems like Alonzo has been building trust with, two more today. I mean, the tight ends, not just Dickie D, not just Lennon. Like, how important is that moving forward? Just having a plethora of guys.
Yeah, it's crucial. I think anytime you're a sort of a one-trick pony, that like they can defend that pretty easily, and that's not what we are right now. We're, whether it be the run game and Wayne coming out of the backfield, or Fuller coming out of the backfield, or GP when he has his moments, and then you get to the tight ends that are catching balls now, and a bunch of different receivers a bunch of different ways, and intermediate routes, deep routes, pocket movements, screens, all those things. That's what you want to be able to do. Is you don't want to ever just line up and say this is all we do. You want to be in that battle where they got to defend everything. The minute they defend one, here comes the other, whether it be the scheme or the person. And I'm proud of the way these guys continue to grow.
You guys did have that missed 49-yarder, obviously from distance. What do you want to see out of that kicking position right now to kind of get to a point where it's, that is going in and not falling a little short?
I did not see the football or anything, but they felt like the football was a little flat, so maybe it was. I didn't get a chance to see it. I just don't think he got a good foot on it at that moment. It was dead straight. It just wasn't, just didn't have enough juice on it, and we needed that one too right there. That would have been a big one.
Is there anything you learned about your team today?
They're tough, and they play for 60 minutes, and that was a hard-fought game. And there were moments where their fans were in it, especially after that interception, and you could feel it. What way is it going to go right now? And our guys just bared down and kept believing and never stopped believing. Understood they were going to win the game. I said it to them in the huddle defensively. You're up by 5 points. Like they don't score, you don't lose this game, right? So go win the game. Don't worry about anything else. If someone said, "Here's 5 points, go play however many minutes were left on the clock," you'd be pretty excited about that. That's all you need to do. So go out there and handle it, and they did just that.
Do you think after that interception, if this was last year's team, would that be a game that they'd still be able to pull out compared to this team just with the resilience?
I don't know. We didn't last year, so yeah, I think it would be very fair to say probably not, because we did not a year ago. So we did this year, so it's a little bit of a different team for sure.